Oh, there we go. There we go. No sound. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can hear me now. There we go. See? Oh, there we go. There we go. Uh-oh. No sound. There we go. Y'all can hear me now, I believe. I hope you can. Let me know if you can hear me. Everybody let me know if you can hear me in the comments. I think you can. Yep, there we go. Okay, got us now. Brandon Hollingsworth, yeah, but he said, hell yeah, let's go, boys. Let's get it early today. Yeah, we're going to be doing an early morning Saturday show. We got to get everybody to let everybody know that we're doing a YouTube Saturday show. All you got to do is let all your friends know, share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, hit that share button. Hit that share button down there. Share it to Facebook and everything because we're trying to build the Are You Serious Sports YouTube channel. We kind of getting forced a little bit. Let me set the stage here too. We're kind of getting forced to do it to go to the YouTube channel. So we'll be doing it. Everything's going to be a go here. No holds bars. It's going to be very chill, very relaxed, nothing real serious. You can call into the show right there. 225-435-9387. We'll take phone calls. I mean, it's going to be fun. So share it to all your friends. Any questions you have, hit us up in the comments, and I'll answer them. No holds bar. Everything that – listen, this is going to be kind of more of an information thing too. If you have a question, no holds bar. Taking the gloves off. I think LSU fans deserve it. Carl Dunn says, let's go. Carl the Cat Dunn says, let's go. What's up, Carl? Devin Stibe says, no cap. You're right. Yeah, no cap. It's too early in the morning. You know, it's Valentine's Day weekend. We got the new fresh fade rolling around here. The new fresh fade. So no cap on this one. Bought my wife some AirPods for Valentine's Day, which she's got. My son got his mom a thing, like a long thing of what do you call those? Chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate and vanilla covered strawberries. She loved those. Brandon Hollingsworth said, it's Saturday. Who knew? Been at the office since 6 a.m. You're a lanky lender. My man working over at GMFS, he getting things done. I mean, Brandon, you're a baller shot caller. 20-inch blades, only Impala. Y'all go see my man today. Brandon, put your phone number in here so if people want to get in touch with you, they can. Ray Watt 79 says, go damn Tigers. Yes, sir. Look, the Tigers got a big game today. They're going against number 16 Tennessee at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a big game for LSU. A very big game basketball-wise for LSU. They got to win. I don't want to say this is a must-win, but it feels like of this basketball season, this is a must-win, right? Like, name a signature win LSU has. Like, name a signature win. Getting laid tonight, says Hollingsworth. Yes, sir. Hopefully, LSU lays the smacketh down on Tennessee. Look, Ole Miss beat Tennessee, last week? I mean, they're a beatable team. LSU needs a signature win. Dylan Landry, what's up, Dylan? He says, where do we expect Watt to go? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up with the Packers. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up I want to say the Steelers, but the Steelers are so far above the cap that I think it would be hard for them to pull it off. The Saints releasing I forget who they released. It's too damn early in the morning, but they're freeing up more cap space. I don't know if the Saints should go after him. I mean, look, if you lose Trey Hendrickson, it wouldn't be a bad addition, but I don't think that they'll add him. Dad Boydo. Is that Tony? Is that our friend Tony? Tony, that you? He says, I see you, bro, with the millionaire haircut and a billionaire part in it. Yeah. I got to do something, bro. I got to do something. Hey, man, it's Valentine's Day weekend. Your boy got to look fresh. He got to look fresh in this cold-ass weather. Yeah, that's Tony Weaver, man. What's up, Tony? Let's see. Carl Dunn says next Friday, LSU baseball. It's gonna be freaking cold. Yeah, it's gonna be really cold, Carl the Cat. Really cold. Really, really, really cold. LSU needs to get off on a. I know it's gonna be cold, but LSU's got to get off on a fast start, man. They got to get off on a fast start. The bombs that they are going to hit this season feels like they have the team that can carry them. So it'll be surprising to see what they do, but they'll be playing the Air Force. Dylan Landry says at work right now as well. Man, we all at work. Shit. You got your lanky Linda up in here. You got Dylan Landry that's in work. We all working, man. We're trying to. Everybody that's joining us and we'll listen actually on the podcast. We got some good news this week. Our podcasts are going to be sponsored by eBay, believe it or not, with our good partners over at Believe Podcast. So that's some good news. As we're building the YouTube channel, we will be building our podcast as well. So I'm going to put the hashtag Ask Blake in here too. Any questions you got, just fire them off. This is going to be a laid back show, man. Richie Roche from Roche's Lawn and Landscape right here. Boom. Let's see. I got the ad right here. Hold on, Richie. Boom, shakalaka. Our good friend, Mr. Richie Roche, says, yep, early morning Saturday. Been at the office as well. Love mornings, man. Love early mornings, man. This is great having an early morning show. All right, awesome. Do you guys like us going early in the morning? I like it, man. Saturday morning, let's talk. Hell yeah, let's do it. Jacob Cole, what's up, Jacob? He says, I'm still waiting on the special edition Rufino's rant. Look, all I'm going to say is this, okay? You guys know over the last week that we've been pushing this YouTube channel, and even Devin Snow over at Hold the Mayo, dude's doing incredible work. He's pushing his too. That was not intended for him at all. I know some people thought it was. It was not. But there's some specific people on Twitter that think it's funny to copy everything that we do. Hey, guys, come look at our... Come on, man. Get your own thing. That boy, though, yeah, that is Tony. Look, talking about fresh fades, Tony. I mean, that's fresh, my man. Look at that right there. My man's fresh. Watch out now. Watch out now. Any questions? Hashtag Ask Blake. I'm looking forward to this weekend. What are you guys going to be watching this weekend? I mean, I know we have LSU basketball at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure if you guys are big UFC fans or big fight fans, but Kamaru Usman is going to be fighting Gilbert Burns. I'm a UFC fan. I like to watch fighting. I think it's very unique that these guys do what they do for a living. I mean, and Kamaru Usman is a lot of people talk about him, but it's definitely a fight that I'm going to be watching. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm going to be watching out too in this LSU basketball game today that I think that I know it's been talked about, and I know that we've talked about it a little bit as the season's going on. But something that's very interesting to me is that LSU basketball-wise seems so damn just so damn undisciplined, right? Like Trendon Watford continuously getting texts. Javonte Smart pulling up from 45 feet or 40 feet and shooting a three with literally 20 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Like it just seems that this team has so much talent, but they're so undisciplined. So undisciplined. Like, why in the Rudy Poo hell are you going back-to-back games with text if you're Trendon Watford? Now, I know that other people have gotten text too, and like I get all that, but at the same time, why? Look, Trendon Watford is very skillful. He's going to be a great player. He's probably going to be playing in the NBA, but at some point, when do you bench his ass and just say, hey, man, you can't hurt us like that? When this team is locked in, like for the first, let's just say, and you could even say 19 minutes, but for the first 15, 20 minutes of that Texas Tech game a couple of weeks, literally a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they were locked the frick in. It's crazy to me. Ray Watt says, I think it's a must win for the team and the coach. It might be a must win. Look, we started the show saying that, and I know that I know we were muted too early in the morning. We'll get better with that. But let me know in the comments, all 12 of you. Is this not a must win for LSU? Because name a signature win that they have this year. They got to be the top 25 team. And a lot of people are saying that they're an 8 or 9 seed. How? Do they have the talent to be an 8 and 9 seed? Do they have the talent? Are they a tournament team? Abso-freaking-lutely. But they're not playing like it right now. Robert Plazon says, I think Wofford, the last 3 or 4 games, has gotten a technical foul. Yeah, he does. And I need to go look this up too, because I think I really do think that if he you know how the rule is in the NBA, if you get 5, then you have like a suspension. And then after 6, like you have a 2-game, like there's levels to these technical fouls and stuff like that. I wonder if the SEC has something like that, because I'm sure that they do. And he's got to be careful with that, man. Stop chirping, because he's obviously saying something that's pissing the refs off. And it's obviously getting around the league that, hey, watch out for Trenton Wofford, because he's going to say or do something. And then he acts like he didn't do anything. One time, okay, like what could he have said? 2 times, hey, man, what's going on there? But 3 and 4, at some point, you got to tell the kid to shut up. And I don't mean that in the wrong way. And look, I love trash talking more than anybody. I think trash talking is a part of the game. I love trash talking. But at some point, this kid's saying something that's really just getting under the skin of these referees. Play more discipline, man. Jacob Cole says it feels that way. I mean, yeah, it feels that way. It feels that and Tony says this right here. Kirby Wade needs to get it together. I mean, I feel that this is more for Will Wade's sake than anybody's, that he needs a win. Right? I mean, so I guess at what point, man, he needs a signature win. He needs a signature win. Kirby Wade, says Tony. That's funny, man. That's funny. Because look at it, it's kind of true, right? Like the guy's got all the talent in the world, and when it comes to winning big games, he's just not doing it. Ray Watt 79 says on Periscope, the reason I say you guys' name over and over again like that is because of the simple fact of, we are recording this for the podcast, which we'll go ahead and release that today, which is powered by eBay with our good friends over Believe Podcast. Dude, eBay. We rolling up in this thing. eBay sponsoring the show. God, I love me some good coffee. I love me some good coffee, man. My wife got this Mardi Gras coffee from Community Coffee. It's not an official plug for Community Coffee, but man. Ray Watt says it's almost like Wade is losing the locker room. It feels that, well, I don't know if I want to say he's losing the locker room, but it sure as hell feels like that they're not listening to him. I mean, because he goes ballistic on Trenton Wofford, and it just goes out in one ear and out the other, right? Like it kind of gets to a point where we sit here and ask the question, is it, and even the simple fact, I mean, the Texas Tech game, Trenton Wofford, we're putting all this on Will Wade about the out of bounds play, but Trenton Wofford's inbounding the ball. He just plays on, he plays on his own terms. Goes down on defense and plays lackadaisical. So Robert Plazon says the last game he dropped the basketball on a player that was on the ground. Yeah. Just, again, undisciplined. And a lot of Will Wade's teams are undisciplined. Hunter Fontenot, what's up, Hunter? He says, undisciplined and lazy basketball I've never seen a team with so much talent be this hard to watch. Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. And it feels like that way from not just basketball, but it felt that way from football too. Like you got to I mean, those kids at times felt it was a little undisciplined. Now that's a completely different story. But come on, man. Tommy Chrysan, Talking Sports with TK says, rock on. Hell yeah, TK. We're going to be pushing this YouTube channel as much as we can to YouTube because we have the monetization. We're right there close to monetization. We're kind of getting forced to do it anyway. So we're going to be pushing the YouTube channel. Everybody joining us, everybody listen, do us a favor. There's a share button down there. Hit the share. I was surprised that nobody called in, by the way. Dude, this is the people show. Anytime y'all comment, this is y'all show. We're just going to be sitting here talking 30, 45 minutes. This is y'all show, man. Carl the Cat says eBay. Let's go, Blake. Yeah, man. It was just crazy. It's crazy how these things work. Very crazy. Believe Podcast called me yesterday. Good friend Alex over Believe says, hey, man, eBay wants to do it. And I'm like, hey, let's roll with it, bro. If they going to push the podcast, let's roll with it. Now, I've never bought anything on eBay before. But hell. Anyway. I want to, talking a little bit, I know we've been kind of talking a lot about basketball today for our first YouTube Saturday morning show. You know who's been sneaky good the last couple of games is Javonte Smart. Very sneaky. Javonte Smart is going 8 for 10, a couple of assists, 20 points. And I went when LSU played Texas Tech, I went on a Texas Tech podcast. And they said, well, hey, who's the one player that's got to get going? And I was like, man, if this team kind of goes as Javonte Smart goes, and I continue to feel that same way, right? Like, as Javonte Smart continues to go, so will LSU. And I think that's just how it's going to continue to go. I mean, it feels like, and when I'm watching it, and let me know in the comments if you guys feel this way too, it feels like when they come down the court offensively, if Cam Thomas hadn't taken a shot in a couple possessions, he's like, give me the ball. It's my time to shoot. Trent Watford, the same. Javonte Smart feels very laid back at times. Like, hey, man, I'm going to take my open shots. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to get in the paint. It seems that if all the guys that are starting, him and Darius Days feel the most unselfish. And those two guys are the most critical players. Now, I saw a stat, I think it was from Cody Worsham this week. When Darius Days averages more than 10 points or double-digit points, LSU is like, what, 6-0, 7-0, and when he doesn't, they're 0-5. So, need to get him going too. All right, I'm going to be sharing this to you to Twitter. We are live. Come join us. Everybody that's joining the show, tell all of your friends to come join us and hit the subscribe button because I think we're right at 500 and something. And we need 1,000. So we have the hours. Everybody's listening to us. So we have the hours. Let's see. Bo Wilson. What's up, Bo? He says, Javonte Smart has got to learn to be the floor general. Bo, if there's one thing, I think you're right there. I mean, if there's one thing that we can say about Javonte Smart, I kind of agree with you there. Like, let everything go through him because he's been very patient with his shot and been very good with his shot selection. Very good. And what's even crazier about that, he's leading the SEC in three-point field goal percentage. Tongue twister early this morning, which is even crazier. Taking very good open shots. Brandon Hollingsworth, your lanky lender, says Darius is probably the most important player. He's our best rebounder, shoots well from the outside, our best post defender. When he plays well, we win. And look, that's a great point. See, I guess my feeling was, and it could be Darius. It could be Darius. And Brandon, you might be damn right here. I guess for me, it just felt like as Javonte Smart has gotten better, so has this team. And when he doesn't do well, it's kind of like the same with Darius Days. But I do agree with what Hollingsworth is saying here in reference to he is your best rebounder. That's not even arguable at this point. Stats will even show that. Shoots well from the outside. Look what he did last game and how effective he was shooting from the outside. And even when they're guarding him at the three-point line, getting in the paint and doing some things he does in there is very effective. And he's our best post defender. You can't argue with what Brandon's saying here. So somebody said something about Cam Thomas too. And when it comes to a point of Cam Thomas, look, it's kind of, he is so isolation basketball. So isolation. It gets aggravating sometimes to watch. Now, can the kid score? Yes. Can he makes shots that I just don't even know how he does it. But if he would just learn, like, hey, if I'm not open, pass the ball out. He's getting better with it, but still. Robert Plazon says, I think if Cam Thomas passed more, we'd be a better overall team. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, I don't mind a shooter like that always taking some shots that are very difficult if he feels that he can make it. But sometimes, man, you got to pass the ball out. Like last game, remember that in the very, very beginning of the game, he hit 2 turnaround jumpers, mid-range jumpers that went in. Remember, he banked one. Right, I think it was his first shot. He banked one and made it. I don't mind that, but sometimes, especially when he's trying to get close to the rim and he gets close or he gets in the paint and he just gets denied every single time. Like, man, if you got some big bodies in there, you're gonna have to throw that thing out. Hollingsworth says, Brandon Hollingsworth on YouTube. Everybody, this is a YouTube show. Listen to the podcast. If we haven't made this very, very clear. Brandon says, wasn't necessarily disagreeing with you. Smart absolutely has to play well. He played all 40 minutes last game, so you're spot on. You know, and I think that this is a cohesive thing, you know, with him and Darius Days. And tell me that both of those guys don't seem like they've been patient, meaning in the sense of that they're not forcing the envelope. Now, sometimes you have to force it, and I get that, but they've been very patient with their shot selection, him and Days alike, and they've been the most beneficial. I agree with who said this earlier about being a field general. I agree with Bo there. I do wish at times that Javonte Smart would be more of a field general, kind of just, hey, push the pace a little bit. But we'll see. They have a big game today, a very, very big game today. I think that they can upset Tennessee, and I don't think that it would really be that big of an upset. Ole Miss beat Tennessee this past week? Was it this week or last week? They're a beatable team. They're a beatable team, but can LSU pull it off? And they need a signature win. There's no question about that. Hollingsworth also says when Cam hit that spin and then shot the jumper, the opposite shoulder, that was elite. Yeah, that was elite. Like, that was elite. That's what I'm talking about. So there's time. I mean, and you guys that know basketball more than I do, like, what does Will Wade tell that guy? You know, like a guy that's making that shot, what does he tell him? I don't know what he says to him. I mean, when he can make shots like that, but I do think that he needs to, when it's completely out of the question of the shot selection, like a lot of people are mad sometimes when he's firing up the threes. I'm not mad with that. Shoot or shoot. I'm not necessarily mad with that. I think it just comes to the point where he's driving in the paint. That's just not his game. Hey, man, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, that thing and fire that puppy up. Now, he struggles sometimes, but I would rather shoot or shoot than trying to get in the paint and just being absolutely denied. And then the other team pushes the pace. That's what I get more worried about with Cam Thomas. But like Brandon talks about, man, that's elite. All right, everybody joining us, everybody listening on the podcast that is sponsored by eBay, do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share to all your platforms as we are building this. If you're just joining us, if you haven't seen, we're going to be doing a Saturday morning YouTube channel. And we're going to continue to build YouTube. We kind of have, or I don't want to say forced. Look, you guys know I'm always open and honest with you as much as I can be. We're kind of being forced to do it, and it's good. You know, YouTube is a fantastic platform that we want to be a part of, and so we're asking everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stephen Miller, what's happening, brother? He says, yo, morning AYS, let's go. Yes, sir. Bo Wilson says, I heard a stat on the radio when Cam Thomas' assist numbers are higher, so is our win percentage. You show him that. You know what, Bo? That's a fantastic point. You know what? You're right. That's a fantastic point. If I'm not mistaken, now I need to go look this up. Now I'm going to go look it up. So give me a second. Because to Bo's point, I want to look this up. Cam Thomas LSU stats. I want to look this up because I think there was games in the games this year where he had in that 3 and 4 game losing skid, he had 0 assists and 1 assist. Let me see. Let's see here. Yeah. So
Wind down tonight. And win your day.
What's that? We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay. We don't need that. But yeah, Bo's right. Let's see. 0 assist, 1 assist, 1 assist, 0 assist. And then 3 assists. The last game, 3 assists. Is that 3? I can't say. But right. I agree with you. Carl the Cat Dunn says, go at Stephen Miller. Yes, sir. Got new shoes on my run. I got Stephen Miller says, CDC, what's up, bub? Off to traction to hopefully not freeze. Yeah, Stephen Miller's our the AYS umpire. My man's just all over the place. He's doing great things, man. Stephen Miller says, how many games has Cam Thomas had more than 3 assists? I don't think he's had any, Stephen, honestly. I don't think he hasn't had more than 3 assists. Jacob Cole says, I think I may have asked this before, but what will we do with our last spot in this football recruiting class? Are there any solid safeties in the transfer portal? Stephen Miller says CDC equals Call the Cat. Yeah, we got you. Not like the CDC. Stephen had to clarify that. Jacob, I don't know. Look, Henry Tuoto, who I've been high on, and I know that I've been pushing the absolute dog shit out of, to come to LSU and for LSU to put the full court press on. He's going to Bama. Let's see. I want to just answer this question right here. Brandon Hollingsworth said he had 4 assists against Mississippi State. There you go. Talking about Cam Thomas. So there you go. The more assists the more he passes the ball and the more he gets his teammates involved, the more they'll win. I don't know what they would do or what they're going to do with that last spot. I've heard that they want to go safety. I heard that they wouldn't mind another DB. Quite honestly, I don't know if they need to go get an interior guard or center. I mean, Liam Shanahan goes down, you're in a world of shit. And people don't understand. People keep always say that, oh, well, Liam Shanahan played bad last year. Look, I played center 2/3 of my life, football-wise. No, he didn't. I'm going to tell you this right now. No, he did not. Were there times that he got bullied a little bit against elite talent? Yes, but so did Damian Lewis last year or 2 years ago against Auburn, against Derek Brown. Remember that? I thought as the season went on, Liam Shanahan did fantastic. The protection calls that he made, what he did in the run game, I thought was fantastic. I don't know if you don't go offensive line with only signing 2 guys. But you could always use a good interior guard or center. In reference to safety, they have a lot of young guys. Mo Hampton's not there right now. He's off playing baseball. They're really high on the Davis kid, Derek Davis Jr. Come see. Come on. Open the door. We have a Ben Ruffino sighting. But yeah, Jacob. I don't know if he wants. Hey, we're on Daddy's show. Come on. Carl the Cat Dunn says, and we're going to be getting out of here in just a second. Carl the Cat Dunn says, JJ Watt possible teams, Packer and Titans. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers go after him too. But the Steelers are so far above the cap, they're like in Saints hell right now. So we'll see. Getting to Brandon Hollingsworth's point here, he had 4 cents against Mississippi State. Again, that's to the point. Sometimes, as much as people want to hate on analytics and stats don't always lie. Come here. Hey, yo. Say hey. 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 What is this? This is Daddy's show. See, look. No, you can't push that button. See, look. Hey, what's the cow say? Meh. What does the sheep say? No, what's the sheep say? No, what's the sheep say? Bah. Love you. Oh no, you can't do that. Say, boy, we on live air. You can't be throwing them haymakers. Bye bye. Shuckman says, Luke Shuckman says, AYS, a family show. Love it. Yeah, man. That dude melts my heart, bro. Tommy Christen says, glad he looks like his mom. Me too, Tommy. Me too, TK. Very much so. Bo Wilson says, how about a little baseball talk less than a week away? Yeah, let's talk about it. We can end the show with some baseball talk. Look, I've been saying this, and I've been saying this, and I've been saying this. Look, especially, I love baseball. I think that this team is going to have so much depth in their pitching staff. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Jaden Hill can do. I think LSU was very disrespected this week when it comes to fourth in the coaches poll in the SEC West. Bullshit. Now, there's a lot of good teams that are going to be out there, but I think that this team has got a lot of hitting. I really am looking forward to Dylan Cruz. And Paul Maneri made some very big comments about Cade Doty this week, too, saying that he could be a guy that could hit 10-plus bombs. So where do you put him? Third? I don't think that Cade Doty is a second baseman. He's just not a second baseman to me. He's just not. He's not a middle infielder. So it's going to be interesting to see what this team looks like. Now, Paul really freaks out about his defense, but this team has got a lot of great offensive players. They got a lot of pop in their bats. You have Dylan Cruz. You have not Bianco. Beloso. You have a lot of guys that can hit. So he needs to stop worrying about defense sometimes. And I get you got to have elite defense to be an elite team. I'm not saying that, but he's so worried about the left side of his infield. But hey, man, if a guy's going to hit 10 bombs at some point, put Cade Doty at third. See what he can do. I mean, the one thing that I think we've all criticized Paul Maneri about is that he loves defense so much that he's throwing he would throw guys like Hal Hughes out there. Now, I don't mind if Hal Hughes comes in the eighth and he's not going to hit, but Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Craig Schilling, what's up, Craig? He says, thinking fingers on the head. Yeah. Yeah. That's what he does for a cow, because in his little video, the cow's got the horns and he's trying to do the horns, you know? That's how Ben says his, what is it? When I say, what does a cow say? He goes, he gets angry with it. He gets that from his mother. TK says, we're talking some baseball. Yeah, we are. Guten Morgan coffee. Yeah, we got some not sponsored by coffee, but we got some Mardi Gras community coffee in this cup. And we're all out. All right, we're about 3 minutes and we're going to get out here. Staub says, do guys at second, Cade at third. I would do. That's what I would personally do. What I would personally do now. But we'll see how they do it. I mean, if Paul really thinks that Doty's going to hit 10 home runs, put his ass at third base. It's not that difficult. Oh, well, his fielding's been suspect at times. So what? So was Hal Hughes's, and he couldn't hit worth a shit. I love Paul Maneri. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes he's so worried. Oh, our left side of the infield. I don't know if I can put Doty. Look, man, if he's going to hit 10 bombs and you're saying that and you're wondering who you can put at third. But I agree with Staub here. I think Dugas is more of a second baseman than anybody. Jacob Cole says Beloso supposedly dropped about 15 pounds. Yeah, and he looks good, man. He looks more nimble. And if he's going to be playing the outfield, then he's going to have to be able to get on his horse and go track some stuff down. He's going to have to. I'm really looking forward to Trey Morgan. It's interesting that Paul said that they under recruited him, that they didn't realize how good he was. I always like that problem. And when you're moving a guy like a Kay Beloso to left field, a guy that is a guy that's going to hit a lot, and you move him to left field because Trey Morgan's just so damn good. Interesting to me. I want to see how Beloso does in the outfield now. Can he do good? What can he do? All right. Stephen Miller says Beloso equals the Creo Bambino. I like that. Stephen also says, Blake, here's the greatest baseball motto I've ever told my players. Hit in more than you left in. Hit in more than you left in. Yeah, I agree with that. And look, I'm not going to say that because we'll go down a rabbit hole there. But I think that they do have the ability. All right, guys, we have hit the 40-minute mark. We will call it for our first Saturday edition of AYS. Tell all of your friends to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we'll be doing this every Saturday morning. And this is the People Show. The People Show. So we'll talk about anything and everything but the People Show. All right, guys, we will talk to you soon. We will see you. Hopefully LSU pulls out a win today at 1. And don't forget to go see or get your significant other a fantastic gift. Go do it. It's a great weekend to do so. It's cold as shit, too. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.